Hey boys, it's HarmNone. Today, we're going to be customizing the Cheval Taipan in Grand Theft Auto Online. I don't remember ever customizing this car before. I'm sure that I probably have. Regardless, I'm looking forward to getting into this. Let's hop in right now. Alright guys, so starting off with the armor, we're going to go 100% on that. The brakes as well. For the bumpers, we have front and rear options. The front bumper, we have the primary extended diffuser, secondary extended diffuser, carbon extended diffuser, or the competition diffuser. I'm gonna go for the carbon extended. I like that look. For the rear bumper, we can go for the primary fins, secondary fins, or it's lit. I guess we'll go for it's lit just because it looks kind of cool. Why not? The chassis, we can do a carbon side vent or leave it stock. We're gonna go for it just to break up the color a little bit. The engine, all the way up, of course. The exhaust, we can do a twin big bore exhaust, twin carbon canned exhaust, twin chrome tip, quad GT, quad offset mid exhausts, or twin carbon mid exhausts. Let's go for the twin big bore exhaust. I like that look. I feel like it looks pretty good. That's really weird plate placement also that I just noticed there. The hood, we can go for the discrete vented hood, big vented hood, arrowhead hood, secondary slatted hood, carbon slatted hood, or the performance slatted hood. Let's go for the performance. I like that. That looks pretty good, I think. Next up, for the headlights, we're gonna go for xenons. The mirrors, we can go for secondary mirrors or carbon. We're gonna go for carbon. Why not? Match up with the rest of the car. Plate, yellow on black, of course. For the respray. Now this car, I'm not sure what color is actually gonna look good. I feel like we pretty much have to go for something bright. So I'm almost thinking like an orange or maybe even a yellow. Ooh. Race yellow is looking pretty good. I think I'm gonna go for that. For the secondary as well, I think I'm also gonna go for race yellow. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, okay, and it does the rims too. That's cool. Trim color, I feel like we could go for a red. I feel like a red wouldn't be too bad. I don't know how well it matches up with the yellow though. So honestly, probably let's just go for like a white. Like maybe let's go for ice white. I feel like ice white looks pretty good. Oh yeah. For the roof, we can go for a carbon roof. Okay, that's cool. Intake scoop, carbon intake scoop. Okay. Painted vented roof. Okay. Alt vented roof. Oh, that's ugly. Or the carbon vented roof. I feel like I like the carbon scooped roof like that. I like that look the best. We're gonna go for that. These skirts, we can go for a primary extended skirt, secondary extended, primary street, secondary street, or it's lit. I guess that just adds a light to it. I don't really know. Honestly though, the primary street skirt kind of looks the best in my opinion, so we're gonna go for that one. Next up, we got the spoiler. We can go for a custom body wing, sharp body spoiler, low spoiler, LM spoiler, or the GT spoiler. It's a few that actually look pretty good on this thing. I like the flow spoiler. That looks pretty good actually. I really like the stock one though at the same time, but it doesn't add any traction, so that kind of sucks. I think we're probably gonna end up going for, it's gonna have to be the flow spoiler, I think. Next up, for the suspension, we can lower this thing a little bit. Why not? Let's do that. Transmission all the way up as well. Turbo up as well. The wheels, I think I am going to change them away from these. I do like the yellow detail, but I just feel like there's probably something we can do that's a little bit better. The cheetah carbon R's actually look pretty good on this thing. You know what? The only thing is with these rims, it makes the wheels go like way inside the body line, which I'm not a huge fan of. So actually, I think I'm actually going to keep the stock wheels. Unfortunately, I can't really paint them, so we're just going to have to leave them like they are. But honestly, I don't think it looks that bad. Next up, and last but not least, we have the window tint. Let's tint it all the way out. Okay, let's take this thing down to the ground. We're going to do a little sound test and a review. Alright, so here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see how this thing sounds. I feel like it sounds pretty basic. I feel like there's a lot of other cars that sound just like this thing. Not a knock against it though, it still sounds good I think. Just a bit repetitive, that's all. Off the line, this thing has quite a bit of wheel spin. It is rear wheel drive only, I believe. Let's actually test that real quick. Yes, as you guys can see, it is rear wheel drive only. Alright, let's see how this thing actually drives. So far on the first corner, it kind of felt a little bit on the heavy side there. It does feel like a pretty big car as well. It seems pretty wide and it also seems pretty long to me. I know it's pretty early in the review, so I'm not going to judge it too hard right now, but that is my early assumption with this car. Okay. Okay. I'm going to go repair this thing. I'll be right back. Okay, so as I was saying, I'm not going to judge this car too hard. The review has barely started, so that's, yeah, that was a bit of an unfortunate crash there, but, you know, it happens, I guess. So far going up these hills, the car's acceleration does not feel too impressive at all, and I'm starting to actually wonder if this car actually has engine resistance. When I was scrolling through Legendary Motorsport, it was near some of the other cars that did have engine resistance, so I'm kind of questioning whether or not it actually does have it. It certainly sort of feels like it has engine resistance. The engine seems to be revving really, really high, but I don't really seem to be going anywhere, unfortunately. So I am sort of wondering if this thing actually does have engine resistance. And if you don't know what engine resistance is, basically, your car sounds like it's going really fast. It sounds like it's revving all the way up, but in reality, it's actually making reduced power. It's a thing that Rockstar added to a few cars in this game in one particular update. It was the update where the Entity XXR and the Dominator GTX came out. I'm not really sure what the update name is off the top of my head, but it was that update. And I'm starting to think that this thing may have come out around the same time, because this thing certainly does feel like it actually has engine resistance, so I'm kind of questioning that right now. With that being said though, the handling of it is very good. I am a fan of how this thing actually feels on the road. It's not too bad. It seems to go around the corners pretty decently. The back end grips up nicely, doesn't really understeer, so you know, it's pretty good. It does feel a little bit unstable in the rear of the car, which I'm not really sure how I feel about that. It's not that bad. I seem to be able to control it, you know, fine, but I'm not sure that everyone will be. Not to say that I'm some like god car driver or something like that, but it's just, it is a little tiny bit annoying. It just does feel a tiny bit unstable, which is a little bit unfortunate. The car's handling seems quite good, regardless of that, so that's a good thing. However, I cannot get past the fact that I believe this car actually does have engine resistance. I'm feeling it. It's the car is not going nearly as fast as I feel like it should actually be going, which, if that is the case that this thing has engine resistance, I'm not a big fan, and I probably won't keep this car for very long, simply because I just find cars with engine resistance just, they're just a little bit boring to me, at least personally. It's a good looking car though. Obviously mine's a little bit scratched up. It's got decent handling, that's for sure. But I do believe that the car actually does have engine resistance. I'm actually going to look that up right now, and I will tell you guys. Yes, guys, the Cheval Taipan does actually have engine resistance. So I am not wrong, it does actually have engine resistance. It was added in that one update that I was talking about, which is very unfortunate. For that reason alone, I honestly don't really recommend picking up the car. You know, the handling is decent, the acceleration is okay despite it actually having engine resistance, but the car itself is just, it's nothing about it really screams, you know, to me that it's worth the $2 million that it actually costs to buy, which is very unfortunate because I actually like the car. I just can't really see a reason why, you know, spending $2 million on it is justified. The handling's good, but the handling's not better than, say, a Tempesta, which doesn't have engine resistance and, you know, also has all-wheel drive. So, bit unfortunate, guys. I would not actually recommend picking up a Cheval Taipan. That's the first car that I have not recommended picking up in quite some time on this channel, so, you know, it had to happen at some point, but yeah, the Cheval Taipan definitely does not get my stamp of approval and recommendation, I guess. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this video, if you learned something, leave a like. If not, dislike. Subscribe if you guys are new, and I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, take care. Peace.